It would have been okay if some executive would have said to me, are you insane? Through a Glass Darkly was an interesting episode for us. You know, it played dark, but this was a clear ripoff for us of Rashomon. And this was hit and miss.
Did you see the Claremont? Eh? Father and son taking on the three English. Like two fiends. Two glorious fiends.
Aye, I saw them fight. And I saw them die.
Aye, but it was a glorious death, Duncan.
This is a Rashomon story where Cochrane and MacLeod have different memories of the same events. The fun thing about that, I think, is that it throws doubt on every flashback in the course of the series, that you then have to wonder, we've seen these other flashbacks, we've assumed that they're what really happened, but I guess there's now the possibility that we're seeing them through Duncan-colored glasses, and that if you got someone else's opinion on some other events, it wouldn't quite match up.
I'm not Kurosawa, and our directors were good, but this was, for me, an episode where the hope of the episode was much greater than the execution of the episode. I think we outsmarted ourselves a little bit by trying to do something that was really different, and that would interest the fans and keep them guessing and so on and so forth.
Through a Glass Darkly came out a lot darker, I think, than we originally envisioned it.
Andrew, he was like a son.
And you killed him.
I think we liked the idea of an immortal who had gone through a terrible trauma and was in denial about his own immortality.
You're mad.
No! I'm an immortal like you.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Leave me alone!
What are you hiding from?
Well, it's an interesting idea. Can an immortal get therapy? I suppose if he has enough money, because it takes us so long to peel away all the layers that cover up whatever we are inside. It probably takes a lot longer, or a better therapist, or an immortal therapist, to do that. And that's maybe sort of what MacLeod is doing in this show.
No! No more!
Sorry. Something's making you forget, Warren. What is it?
It made a nice opening to explore the idea of would you or would you not want to be immortal? It's not all fun and games. There are terrible tragedies, and if you were an immortal, would there be a temptation to not want to remember all the years of your life and all the things that had gone wrong in it?
It was English trickery cost us this battle.
Trickery be damned. We were outflanked, outmaneuvered. We weren't ready for them.
What are you saying? You blame Charlie for losing them?
I'm with Charlie to the death. But I see what I see. Open your eyes, man.
He's trying to make Warren realize, forget about it. This is your mind is blocking out what really happened. When we went back to see Bonnie Prince Charlie, he was scatterbrained, drunk, living in the past, totally ill-equipped. And nobody, including Warren, was willing to sit there and say that the emperor had no clothes.
The other advantage to doing the flashbacks the way we did was that, in theory at least, it was meant to save a little bit of money. That if the flashbacks were filmed twice, slightly differently, you only had to get one set, one location, one camera set up, and get twice as much footage for your time.
Stay. We're not at court here. Stay. We're not at court here.
I mean, it worked pretty well. I think, again, the issue was the villain really wasn't a villain, and it was a psychological drama. And I don't know if that lent itself particularly well for what Highlander was at its core. I think it was interesting from an intellectual standpoint, but as an episode, it didn't pace or pop like I wished it would.
What did you say?
He was a bum when he lived, and he's a bum now that he's dead. Dead, 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 dead.
I think that the plot with Cochrane and his student perhaps got too convoluted and too depressing, so that some of the issues that we had hoped to explore weren't as fully realized as they could have been.
We tried to take the Rashomon thing pretty far, but when you're dealing with notes from executives in lots and lots of different countries, which we were on Highlander, what you wanted to do was make a show that was understandable. And I think people were afraid that if we didn't make clear exactly what was happening all the time, that we'd lose people.
He was a hopeless sod who could barely stay on his own 2 feet.
Your Highness?
But Cochrane didn't want to see that. Maybe he couldn't see it. He built up this myth, this legend in his mind, and he wouldn't see it destroyed.
And then they do the terrible thing of going click and turning off the show because in saying things like, God, I don't get it. Highlander was complicated enough with all the backstories of all the characters than to try to do an episode where you're taking that backstory and showing that backstory from different perspectives.
You look familiar. You are...
Duncan MacLeod, Your Majesty, of the Clan MacLeod.
The MacLeods. The MacLeods are with me at Culloden, that most terrible of days. Yes, well, bad luck we had that day.
How would I have done it better? I think I would have made the storylines a little clearer. I think what was very important would have been to spend more time with the director, to know exactly what was in his mind when he was shooting all those scenes of different perspectives. So it was really clear from an audience standpoint, and they could tie the thing together as this is the exact same scene happening from a slightly different psychological perspective. I think all those parts could have been clearer. And if I was on the set, I could have been in the director's ear saying, no, that's not the vision, this is the vision.